Hey everyone, Kevin here, and thanks for watching this video. If you watched the previous one that we did at SEMA, you know, the top trucks that we had there, or that we saw there, we kind of alluded to something that was going to happen to basically right now, and that's shooting with John Oro's truck. We're here in Long Beach, and we've got the vehicle here, and John's from C10 Club. He can tell us a bit more about this truck. It didn't debut at SEMA this year, right?
It actually debuted at Dino's because SEMA got canceled in 2019. And so we put that on hold and finished up a couple other projects, the inner fenders that Empire did. And we went ahead and put it up for United Pacific booth for SEMA 2021.
Yeah, I know. We were supposed to shoot before, and then this guy, he just, at the last minute, he's just like, you know what, I got too much, I can't do it. So yeah, we're here now after SEMA, but man, it looks good. Glad that we're able to come out here. We got the right spot and everything. But yeah, run me down about this truck. I remember a while back you had it. I mean, it was on air, but it wasn't like completely slammed. So what was the process, and what was the, you know, what were you trying to do with this vehicle? So
originally, this is probably the fourth variation of it, you know, starting with the static drop, and then we went ahead and bagged it a little bit. And I think what ended up getting it to this point was one of my buddies, Digital C10, did a rendering of it, and I used that as my desktop background. And that thing was laid out on the ground, and I looked at that thing for 2 years, man, and I'm like, you know, what I'm gonna end up doing is I wanted to go for it. If I could do it, I wanted to do it. So I reached out to Kyle, Metalox Fab out in Peoria, Arizona, and I left it to him at the end of one of the get downs, 2019. And I left it with him for him to measure up, take a look underneath the carriage and see if he, you know, what he was gonna get himself into, because of the fact that this was the third variation of it. And I didn't want him to think he was dealing with the stock chassis.
Yeah, it just like, I guess you couldn't resist at that point, seeing the rendering and like I've got the vehicle, like, just a little bit further, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Once you see it, you're like, man, you know, it's either you do it or you don't. And I really wanted to do it. So I reached out to some friends. He was able to do it. Reached out to Porterbuilt. First guy signed on with me, and then it became a big old snowball effect, if you will.
So you got Porterbuilt suspension front and back.
Porterbuilt suspension. I believe this is his version 7 for the Blazer, and also it's the first Blazer that he made some body drop mounts for it. So it is, you know, going to be just a little bit lower. It only lowers it 3/4, 7/8 of an inch more than if you get his version, but I just wanted to be the lowest Blazer possible.
What were some of the first things after you got it down on the ground? What were you doing after that?
Well, you know, I've got the American Racing wheels. We went with that, and then we went with AZ Pro Performance. Their brakes, I believe it's their Revelator styles. So it's 15-inch in the front, 14 in the rear.
Oh, nice.
Big brakes.
Nice. Plenty of
big
stopping
brakes.
power.
We didn't want a lot of, like, you know, look at me, powder-coated stuff. I just wanted to kind of focus to be on the wheels themselves. A little bit of less is more in that.
And then you got the interior done around that time, right, before Dino's?
Yeah. So we ended up doing the interior. That right there, it was a point where the guys from Provost Motorsports, now Provost Customs, what they ended up doing is they were calling me back and forth for ideas and what have you, and I'm like, you know, do what you guys do. I mean, the guy over there, Sean, has a great crew, and it was really, I didn't want a John Oro, Provost Customs collaboration. I just wanted them to do what they do best, and, you know, I'm super happy with what they come up with. A little bit of like peanut butter on Ferrari red.
Oh, gotcha.
You know?
Okay,
so,
yeah, I didn't even get the inspiration there, or the combo there, but yeah, totally.
So they hit
totally
it for me for the longest time. They did a really good job of no pictures or videos coming up on social media at all. They had it and they hammered it out. They sent it up a couple of miles up to Auburn for Primetime Customs to paint it, and you know, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I remember seeing a post about it, and like, or not the interior, but when it was slammed, it was like, oh, I didn't know you were going all the way with it. Holy crap. It was like a super secretive thing.
No, exactly.
But what kind of seats you got in here? I mean, this looks like a late model console and stuff.
So the seats are actually Snowden seats, and I believe the console is going to be something out of like your 2018 Tahoe style, where, you know, you got the little amenities there with your phone charger, you know, big open console. We've got Restomod Air, we've got Dakota Digital, set up. Really, like I said, just a little bit of jewelry, the accents, you know. GSI hooked it up with some door handles as well as the gas tank. So a lot of good guys that I've known for years that just kind of got on board, whether, you know, they hooked it up or fully sponsored, you know what I'm saying? I just, one of the things that Kyle from Metalox Fab wanted to do was to put a lot of those guys together, all of them, you know, everyone that he knew.
Gotcha. Now I noticed this thing it's a Blazer. It doesn't have a top. It's a permanent Roadster, I think, maybe.
You know what, we're gonna.
Because I mean, like I'm looking at it here. You know, up here, I don't see any like mounting points anymore.
Yes. Yeah,
so,
yeah, you're right. That's it. You know, I think
it's dry weather only now.
Yeah, it's one of those things where even before when I had it that it was a full top. You know, I only put on the top once, and that was to go to a show, the Get Down, Dino's up in Arizona, and it was raining cats and dogs, and I didn't want to let my buddy Dino down. I told him I was going to be there, and you know, that's the only. Other than that, it was always topless.
Gotcha, gotcha. I guess that'll be the only thing. But I did see at Dino's this year that guys are rolling out. You know, going out. You know, even some Roadsters were going out there. And usually it's dry weather, so I mean, you know, here in Southern California too. I mean, we're not running around rain that often. November's a great month to visit.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people get fooled, but they go out to Get Down in November, and they start, you know, getting those Winnebagos going that way. But man, come give it a few months, give it 6 months, and you'll be crying to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you're sitting at the 118 degrees.
All right, so we were cruising down PCH a little bit earlier, and you were bumping tunes on this thing. So what do you got for stereo?
You know, Provost hooked it up. They've got 3 JL Audio amps. They're marine amps, you know, in case I ever do get stuck in a little bit of rain.
Oh, gotcha.
Morel speakers. We got 8 Morel speakers, all on the front and in the side panels here, and 2 big JL Audio subs. It hits, man. It hits really good. Even open air, they've got it down. They've got the formula down to when I'm sitting in there, it's like a little set of Bose headphones just right there. Really well.
It reminded me more like a rolling boom box or something like that, man. We're cruising down PCH. I mean, dude, it's just the ultimate, you know. So what do you got under the hood? Can we check it out?
Yeah, that's good. I got a little 5.3. We switched it out the intake with a little LS3, I believe, intake. That was done by my buddy Johnny G, who did the initial LS swap back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. And then another feature here is also going to be the custom one-off inner fenders from Empire Fabrication out in Oxnard. Yeah, Sean killed it on that.
Yeah, that's a real nice touch.
Literally.
We were out there, he was doing the bank struck, and it's
it's
insane.
I always tell that guy, he in his other life, he must have made like swords for knights and kings because he is amazing, man. He's amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
But cool, yeah, so you got this all painted to match and everything, which brings me back to, I was gonna ask about the paint. Now, is the original paint on the outside what you had before, and was it repainted back when you got it, or?
So the initial, when they took it, you know, Provost Motorsports picked it up in Arizona and took it down to Woodland, California, near Sacramento.
Okay.
Took it. Again, that's when they kind of took over, like they're gonna do everything what they're gonna do. There was calls back and forth with me. They were thinking, okay, listen, we're probably gonna end up wrapping this thing because it's a short amount of time. They had like 3 weeks to do it. And there's a video up, you guys can check them out, provostmotorsports.com. They had it, they were gonna wrap it, and when they unveiled it to me, I had not seen it. I had not seen this thing for a very long time at all. I had not seen it since I dropped it off at Kyle's. We did a little bit of work there, taking the body off and doing the porter built, but other than that, when they picked it up, I had no idea what they would come up with. And I'd get little phone calls here and there, little tidbits. Hey, are you okay with ghost flames? You know, they're making a comeback. I just finally just stopped answering their calls, came back. I honestly did expect it to be wrapped. And when they unveiled it to me and I'm looking around the corners, and I know the guys are really good. And I reached out to Sean. I said, man, did you guys wrap this thing? He goes, oh no, man. We painted the whole thing. It's like, wow.
Nice.
Especially for the amount of time that they had it. I know they were doing the sounds basically back and forth as these guys are polishing it and cleaning it up. It was amazing the amount of work they did. And you know, I owe them guys a lot. They're working 18-hour days at some points. One of the guys actually had a little RV outside the location just to go back and forth. It's pretty good, yeah.
Crazy, crazy. Well, cool, man. Looks good. Thanks for bringing it out, man.
Thank you.
We're about to get our little photo shoot going on and everything. So yeah, stay tuned for more. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that like button. And also, if you have anything to say about this or John or anything, or you know, have any comments about how it came out and anything, drop that stuff in the comment section below. Also, make sure to click the subscribe button as well and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a future video. And remember, stay fuelish.